Well, we've got 3 different live streams lined up tonight for some strange reason. I'm not sure exactly how that happened, but it did happen. So here I am. This is the real live stream. I hope anybody shows up. If you have showed up, that's great. I'm happy you're here. And I'm not sure why we had so much trouble getting the streams going, but now the stream is going. So hopefully everyone will show up. And I'm getting all kinds of messages and so on. So let's just move past that. Welcome to tonight's guided meditation, sponsored by San Francisco Dharma Collective. It is Thursday evening here where I'm at. And I'm glad you all could make it. As you know, I always say this, I love doing these videos, and it is even better tonight. I feel stoked. I'm ready to go. I'm tanned, rested, and ready. And I'm so glad to see that you're all here. And for all my old SFDC buddies, I miss you guys a lot. I wish we were doing this in person so much so that I could say hi. But I'm saying hi anyway here on the tube. So tonight we're going to do something that I've been experimenting with that I think you're going to really like. It's different than what we've been doing. It relies on the stuff we've been doing, as the basis, but we go further than that. And how's the video feed doing? Tell me if there's any problems. It's based on the stuff we've been doing, but it takes it further. Or it takes it further in a different direction. And I've been experimenting with this. I think it's really, really cool. And I think you're going to like it. This is more of a classically Vajrayana style meditation, but heavily altered and adapted for, let's say, modern audiences. I'll talk more about that at the end. But time's a wasting, so let's just dive right in, okay? So let's begin meditating. Sit in your nice meditation posture. And I have my glasses on because I need to kind of watch what's going on here, but if you have glasses, you'll want to take them off and make sure your back is nice and straight. Settle yourself into your meditation cushion. And we're going to do the usual at this point. We're going to do shamatha with an object to begin. And so whatever focusing technique you like to use, go ahead and use that now. I recommend that you do whatever gets you the most relaxed and the most alert, right? So focused and relaxed at the same time. And while you're doing that, I will, as usual, do a kind of like background guided meditation on body relaxation. And if you want to, you can meditate on the body relaxation as your shamatha with an object. You can use the body relaxation as your object. But whatever works for you, you can do a mantra, you can do a visualization, you can feel the energy body, you can so on and so forth. So let's begin doing that. And actually, I want to briefly touch in with bodhicitta. So remembering that when we sit with tremendous confidence. Confidence born in the understanding that we are all already fully awakened Buddhas, fully awakened bodhisattvas. It's not something that we're trying to cultivate or something that we have to somehow build through, tremendous effort, but rather our deepest nature is enlightened nature, and that's already there. And if you can touch that immediately, you're done. Touch it immediately, stay with it, realize it, so to speak. You're done, you know. So we always sit with tremendous confidence in our own enlightened nature. Of course, we may have to do some excavation to get in there. We may have to clear out some muck in a certain way of looking at it. But in another way of looking at it, it's all already perfect and fine. And we are all already deeply wise, perfectly enlightened Buddhas, filled with compassion and filled with wisdom. So I want you to just kind of breathe in that confidence, that clarity, and feel that compassion for all beings everywhere. All beings everywhere need it right now. So that's our bodhicitta, our setting of our intention, and really coming from the right place. Okay. Now we'll start working with relaxing the body. Again, you do whatever your focus practice is, and I'll just talk about relaxing the body. So begin by releasing all tension and tightness in your face, relaxing your scalp, relaxing your forehead, releasing tension in your eyebrows or your eye muscles or your eyes, and feeling all the tension in your face and your mouth and your head just draining away, completely leaking out into the earth, disappearing, being replaced by fresh, bright, clear, relaxed, open, easeful release. So that your scalp, your forehead, your eyebrows, your eye muscles, your eyes, your cheeks, your jaw, your lips, your mouth, it all feels deeply, pleasantly open, soft, at ease, and restful. Good. Next, tune into your neck and throat and shoulders, your trapezius muscles, and so on, both in front and in back, on the sides, and allow any tension in your throat, your neck, your shoulders to just drain away down into the earth, to release and relax and let go. And leaving only bright, alert, clear, crisp, clean energy that is tremendously smooth and at ease and open and relaxed. And just feel that relaxation. Tune into that relaxation in your face, your head, your shoulders, your neck. That whole area just feels so open and at ease and restful and just right. The Goldilocks zone of relaxation. Good. Next, allow your hands, your fingers, your wrists, your forearms, your elbows, your upper arms, all areas of your arms and hands to release and relax and let go completely. All tension draining away, all tightness draining away, so that your arms become limp like wet noodles, tremendously restful and at ease, relaxed, open, soft, pleasant. And again, you allow that to kind of soak in so that now your arms and your shoulders and your neck and your head are all relaxed. And that large area of relaxation in the body is beginning to impact your whole body, your whole consciousness. And it's allowing you to just kind of drop right now into a very, very deep and restful place. That's tremendously still, that's tremendously clear, and that's also bright and uh, alert. It feels really good, it feels really, really just right. And you notice that your whole being just is more at ease. And that allows the tension in your upper torso and upper back to begin to drain away. It's draining away into the earth, draining away, and leaving only this wonderful release, this wonderful, bright, clear, relaxed energy in your upper torso. Feels so good and is such a peaceful and easeful sensation, giving you that feeling of just kind of alert relaxation that is so beautiful. So let's just be with the upper body, the arms, the neck, the head, shoulders, all being tremendously relaxed. Good. Now, notice any tension in the belly region or the pelvic region, whether in front or in back or on the sides or inside, that whole lower abdomen area, releasing tension, all tension just draining away, draining away, draining away, leaving your body in a state of bright, clear, alert, awake, restful, relaxed, open pleasantness. And as you notice this relaxed, easeful openness even more clearly, it just coaxes your entire mind, your entire being to just now drop even more deeply into a very, very restful, very alert, very clear space where you feel good and you feel relaxed and your mind is very, very sharp, very clear, very bright, wide awake, and the body and mind very open and relaxed. And feeling good like this, you notice that your heart softens and you can begin to feel some gratitude and some sense of softness and like meltiness in the heart region, just kindness. And notice how good that feels. And just be with that for a moment. Good. And next, what I'd like you to do is allow all tension to drain from your hips, your thighs, your knees, your shins, your calves, your ankles, your feet, your toes, Any tension in the legs and feet just drains away into the earth. Any tension left anywhere in the body just drains away into the earth. Now leaving your entire body in an optimal state of well being and clarity and uplifted awakeness and a sense of ease and openness and relaxation. I want you to just sit with this open, bright, awake, relaxed place as you continue your shamatha with an object practice. And I'll do this with you for a few more minutes before we move on. Good. Now we'll switch. We'll let go of the intentional focus. We'll switch to shamatha without an object. So we let go of having any focus object whatsoever. And the essential instruction for this part of the meditation is relax the core of your mind. You just feel the core of your mind releasing just as your body has released. Just as we let go of tension in the body, we let go of tension in the core of the mind. This means that if you start to feel the mind grabbing onto any thought, we just relax the mind away from that. The thought can continue, but we're not paying any attention to it at all. If you feel the mind grabbing onto some other kind of meditation object, like the body or external sound or whatever, again, that's a kind of tension in the core of the mind. We relax the core of the mind, allow those things to continue. They can go on their merry way. but the mind remains relaxed and open. And you're just resting the mind in its own awareness without intentionally tensing up around anything. If you notice that tension in the core of the mind happening, simply relax. Now, for some people, this starts to feel like a kind of struggle. And of course, as soon as you're struggling, you've got a lot of tension in the core of your mind. So if it feels like a struggle at all, drop the struggle. If it feels like you're doing something that's causing tension, just drop that. We want to have this tremendous relaxation in the mind where you're not grabbing onto anything and just resting. Okay, so let's continue with that for a while here. One of the metaphors I use for this is it's like if you were laying in bed, not under the covers, on top of the covers, and near the bed, your phone, you heard the phone ding. It was a notification. And you started to kind of like jump up to get it. And then you remember, oh, just lay back down. And each time you feel yourself getting up to answer a ding, just lay back down. And you notice it might feel like a struggle to not get up because you have such a habit of getting up. But of course, just laying there itself is not a struggle at all. Right? It's the opposite of struggle. It's just laying there. So each time you feel the mind starting to grab onto something, it's like sitting up. No, just drop back down. Just lay there. But we're not going to sleep. We're staying wide awake, clear, bright, alert, just very, very relaxed. The mind opens like a flower and is just resting in its own awareness without efforting at all. It's very pleasant. If you find your mind getting caught up in anything at all, just relax and let go of it and come back to just dwelling in openness, just open awareness, not focused on anything in particular. And this allows you to let go of the habit of fixation in the mind, the habit of tensing up your mind and grabbing on to every single thought that goes by and starting to wrestle with it and making everything into a problem and trying to solve problems. What if right now, just during this meditation, there's nothing to solve? There's nothing to plan. There's nothing to change. There's nothing to do. And you just drop all that and let the core of your mind relax and be open. And if that's difficult, that's just showing you how strong the habit of grabbing on is. So just have compassion for yourself and your mind and allow it to relax. Give it some time off from grabbing on and wrestling with problems, and instead allow it to rest in this natural, easy, bright, clear, open spaciousness. We're not trying to stop thinking, but neither are we engaging in thinking at all. If thinking's there, we're completely not engaging with it. We're not paying any attention to it at all. Good. Now we're going to begin doing a Vajrayana style visualization practice. So this does take some effort. I want you to begin this practice by visualizing a golden disc in front of you. It can be very small or very large, kind of closer or further away, whatever seems right to you. But visualize a beautiful, luminous, golden disc. Almost like a full moon when it's first rising. Sometimes on the horizon it's still a little yellow, or maybe beautiful, beautiful golden light coming through a round window. But it's luminous and it's golden. I want you to see this circular, golden, luminous light in your mind's eye in front of you. If you're not good at visualization, that's fine. We're going to add some other features here that will make it easier for you and also richer. But for now, just imagine this golden circle in front of you. And in this golden, luminous, bright, clear disk, now you see all your spiritual guides. And these can be, tremendously powerful spiritual teachers. It could be Buddha or Moses or Christ or whoever, whatever goddesses, whatever powerful spiritual beings are guiding you. So see them clearly in front of you now and notice this feeling that's coming from them of wisdom and of inspiration and of guidance. This sense of guidance and even compassion. And really feel that energy coming from this golden disc in front of you now. take that in, notice it very, very, very powerfully. It could be green Tara, it could be Avalokiteshvara, it could be Krishna or Shiva or Kali, Chandima, whoever really inspires you as a spiritual being and who you feel is guiding you. So see that now very, very clearly and feel that wonderful sense of wisdom and clarity and inspiration. Good. Now, just let that stay there. And then on your right, directly to your right, so 90 degrees, imagine a beautiful, luminous, ruby red disc. A bright, beautiful, fierce, sharp red disc. And see that red light, almost like the disk of a very late sunset when the sun is right on the horizon and it's red and bright and clear. You see that now. Doesn't matter if you see it perfectly or if it's stable or anything like that. Just do the best you can with this. It's fine. You'll still get the benefit of this by even attempting it. And now, within this red disk, this luminous ruby red light, I want you to see or imagine seeing all your protectors, those who have been there for you, who have been your guardians and helpers. And I want you to see them clearly and really feel that kind of fierce, protective energy that's there for you. Really notice that sense of being held and kept safe. And that's the sharpness of this red energy. It's really keeping you safe and helping you. So just tune into that now. See these guardian beings. These can be people in your life, animals in your life, or spiritual beings, spiritual teachers, whatever. Good. Now, again, let's leave these fierce protectors in place on your right. And let's go to the left side where you see a luminous emerald green disc. So on your left side, it's beautiful, absolutely attractive, deep, luscious green light, circular light that you see very, very clearly, and you feel wonderful energy from this light. So see that as clearly as you can. And in this green light are all your friends and loved ones and family and animal companions and just all the beings who are on the journey with you. This is the love. And of course, some of these beings may have showed up in other parts of the mandala as well, but that's okay. They're also here in the green disc. And I want you to feel that sense of being loved, that sense of friendship and belonging, that deep sense of connectedness, and um, just the beautiful energy of friendship and those we are with in our journey. And really take that in. Try to see your loved ones and friends and family as clearly as you can in this green, this pleasant green energy, this pleasant green light of love and kindness and friendship. Good. Now, behind you is a blue disc. Visualize a um, sapphire blue disc, tremendously deep, rich blue light. And see that as clearly as you can behind you. And just let that blue light beam into you from behind. It's not about getting it right. It's not about having the stablest vision you can. That's nice if it's there, but as long as you just imagine a blue light there, that's enough. And then what I want you to see in this blue light are the ancestors, the dead, those who have gone before you and who are on the other side. I want you to see um, these dead friends, dead ancestors, uh, dead beings all the way back to the beginning of time behind you in this blue light. And I want you to feel a tremendous sense of goodwill coming from them, a tremendous sense of support and being held. And a kind of sense that we are the breaking edge of a wave that has traveled all the way from beginningless time to this very moment. So just feel that support and energy and goodwill coming from the ancestors, the dead, those who have gone beyond. Good. Now I want you to see above you a beautiful, soft disk of light. It's not glaring, it's whitish, but it has a tinge of purple or pink in it. And it's very clear and very pleasant. It's not like a glaring light. A beautiful, soft, purple, pink, white light. And you don't see any particular beings in this light. You just feel the energy of blessing, of grace, and of healing, and of balancing, and of sanity, and of beauty pouring down from this light above. This untangles all the knots and smooths out all the wrinkles and allows everything to feel tremendously well. The body feels well, the mind feels well, the emotions feel well, the spirit feels well. And I want you to see now this purple, pink, white light above, beaming down this blessing light, and the blue light of the ancestors supporting you behind. Feel that support, feel that goodwill, and feel the love of friends and family, the green light on the left. And feel the protective guardian energy, the sharp red energy, really giving you a lot of protection and a different kind of support on your right. Continuing to see all these energies very clearly, and the golden energy of guidance and inspiration and wisdom from the golden yellow disc with the spiritual beings in front. And see all these with you now. Feel all these with you now. All at once, as clearly as possible. And just feel the well being that comes with this mandala of support and love and wisdom and blessing, protection and guidance. And on an in breath, I want you to breathe in the blue disk and all the ancestors and beings within it into yourself. And on another in breath, breathe in the golden disk of wisdom and clarity and guidance with all the spiritual beings into yourself. And feel that. And then on another in breath, breathe in the red light of the protectors and the guardians and take that in and feel that. And on another in breath, breathe in the green light of friends and loves and family and feel all that connection and belonging and caring. And then on another in breath, breathe in this purple, pink, white light. All of these lights gathering in the heart and shining bright together as a kind of perfectly clear light, a radiant, brilliant, clear light of awareness and love. And allow all the visualizations to drop away, all the feelings and thoughts to drop away, everything to drop away, but simply vast, spacious awareness, perfectly clear, bright, awake, empty, compassionate. And just rest in that, resting in vast, spacious awareness with perfect, clear light. Good. Now let's end the meditation. Noticing how good that feels. Allowing yourself to begin to re-engage with the room around you. Maybe look left and right and up and down. Just kind of orienting a little bit to the world around you, the room around you. And slowly allowing yourself to move and stretch. Maybe wiggling your fingers and toes. Maybe taking a sip of water. As we end the meditation. So this kind of mandala meditation is tremendously powerful and helpful, and it's also very traditional in a way in many cultures. However, certainly in Tantrism or in Buddhist Tantra, otherwise known as Vajrayana, this kind of mandala meditation is very common. They do it a lot because it works. It's a beautiful way to meditate and has a lot of good effects. If we were doing it in the traditional Vajrayana fashion, we would use basically what boils down to bodhisattva images or Buddhist deity images in each of these locations. And we would use mantras of those deities and so on in each of those locations. And if you like that, I mean, there's more than enough of that available. You can find a lot of that out there. However, for many of us, these particular sorts of images might not resonate that deeply. You know, we maybe for many of us, we have not grown up with these bodhisattva or deity images, the Buddha images. And so it can feel a little like it doesn't land quite as much for some people. Other people, I like it, you know, but and it's nice because it's traditional and it has mantras that go with it. It's powerful. But I think that doing it this way with in more of a looser format, allowing you to fill in whoever you want in that typifies these energies for you. I think that can land for us a little more deeply and a little more organically. It's kind of more indigenous to our own nature, right? Because it's coming from our own experience with beings we care about and beings we know. So that it's a little more bespoke, you know, it's a little more individualized, and you can feel that, I think. So this is a very interesting and powerful way to do this. And you may have noticed that, you know, doing the visualizations has a strong shamatha aspect, right? You can get very concentrated. And it also has an aspect of something that we might call, you know, metta or, you know, brahmavihara, or in Shinzen language, we call it focus on positive. It's a little, it's not limited to just the brahmavihara emotions. There's other positive emotions in there. And you may notice that as you are invoking these energies or visualizing these beings or these feelings, you know, after a while that starts to feel really good, you know, and you feel the support and the love and the kindness and the inspiration and guidance and all that. And so This is a very great meditation for um, not only getting real concentrated, getting real clear, but also kind of um, uh, getting your entire being in a good place, kind of being filled with confidence, clarity, good energy, and so on. It's a kind of, this is Tantrism. Tantrism is about transmutation, so we're taking what might normally be our feelings of, sort of like chaos and problems all around us, and transmuting that into a feeling of beauty and kindness and support and uh, um, love all around us, right? So it's this transmutation. And that's just a really cool thing to do. Also, because we are concerned with wisdom, and part of wisdom is emptiness, the clarity of emptiness. We start out in vast, spacious awareness, empty awareness. And when we're done, we end again with just bright, clear awareness, totally empty, right? And you may have seen that when, for example, Tibetan Buddhist monks will make a mandala out of sand, and they take like 2 weeks or, a long time to make it. And it's incredibly beautiful. And then after it's done, they will ritually someone will take their hand, usually it's like the Dalai Lama or whatever, takes his hand and just destroys the mandala. And of course, the idea isn't, oh, we're wrecking this. The idea is uh, the wisdom. It's the the clarity of the emptiness of all of this and letting it just fall apart. It's a very beautiful, powerful way to meditate. So, if you like doing that, of course, you can do this meditation anytime you want. You can do it a much shorter version. We spent about half hour doing the mandala part, and you could certainly do the same meditation in 4 or 5 minutes if you kind of wanted a quick version of it. Um, and also, you can do it in other ways. Do it graphically, like actually draw it or paint it as a mandala. So, a square with a circle, and you could put the circles, the discs in with their colors and so on. Actually paint it or draw it. And you can write it in. Something that's really interesting is noticing in a psychological way, if you're using this practice, maybe outside of meditation or after the meditation, noticing what's missing. Maybe you felt a lot of support from certain quarters, but over in this one quarter, there was nobody there. That's important information. And, you know, uh, it's telling you a part of your life that feels incomplete or feels like it's not supporting right now. And so imagining that energy there and then thinking about what beings could help fill that in, even if they're uh, spiritual beings or historical beings or even, imaginary beings, placing someone there to help fill out that part of the mandala for now. It's very interesting, both spiritually and psychologically, and on a lot of other levels. So let's look at what questions are coming up for you guys now. Yeah, so the first question is, there's nobody in the golden yellow disc. Okay, well, maybe for you, currently you don't have a real sense of a deity or a sense of a Buddha or a sense of a spiritual being who's really guiding you and helping you. And so that's interesting, right? That's good information. And so you might want to start, or not, but you might want to start a process of seeing what that is for you, what authentically comes up as your own sense of a guiding spiritual being, right? That can be just such a fascinating um, inner exploration. And it doesn't have to be just one. It's not like, oh, I just got to land on, I don't know, I've just got to land on the Virgin Mary as like the one, and that's my only thing. No, I mean, maybe it is the Virgin Mary, but maybe there's some other stuff in there too. Who knows, right? So that's good information, and it's almost like a kind of inquiry practice that's being suggested there. Clear Glow is saying that it was powerful and it felt like the visualizations were happening on their own. Yep, that's really cool, isn't it? When that happens, I love that. Eli was feeling a lot of piti, or positive, uplifting sort of kundalini or body, buzzy body energy. Yeah, whenever we get nice and focused, we can, and especially focused with a heart open, can start to feel a lot of piti. Right, it's very pleasant, and it often is connected with the breath. With the breath. Thank you for your comments. Clearly, you've done this before with the Buddha family mandala, so that's fun. I'm certainly basing this on those kind of visualizations. Noah is saying, this was the first time I was really able to connect with these visualizations in an emotional way by moving away from the traditional bodhisattva imagery. Yeah, that's what I mean. If you like the bodhisattva imagery, great, go for it. It's cool. It's already there, right? But there can be a way that it just feels, for many people, disconnected. It's just something transplanted that doesn't feel quite right. So that's why just going with your own internally generated imagery can often be feels a little deeper, right? Feels a little more connected. Definitely, Eli. It helps with Eli saying that it's incredible medicine for lockdown-induced sense of separation. Yeah, all of us are in lockdown, as I'm always complaining about at the beginning of every one of these sessions. It's like, well, here I am again doing this alone in a room, but of course I'm not alone in a room. I'm alone in a room talking with all of you live, or not live later, if you're watching this later on this video. And so there is also a sense of connectedness, but still sort of the animal body, our kind of sort of just the monkey level of being a human being just feels this room as quiet and empty, right? Besides me in it. And that animalness really wants a sense of interconnection, wants the sense of being with others and so on. And even bringing that up in imagination is healing for it. It really helps, right? It's a funny thing. It's a beautiful, powerful thing about human beings is we can imagine something that's not there, something unreal. And then because of that imagination, because of that story, we get an emotion that is real, that is there. So, this is the basis of all books, all TV, all stories of any kind, right? We've got a thing happening in our imagination, but the emotions that come up are there. They're not imaginary emotions. And so just feeling that sense of interconnectedness of the beings in our sort of like inner family or whatever, that can really bring up really nice sense of community, of interconnectedness, of sangha, of compassion. Yeah. Let's see. Part of me is holding on to this idea I'm just making it up. Yeah, you are just making it up, and that's cool. As I'm saying, if you ever enjoy TV or movies, those are all just made up, and yet you have nice emotions from those. If you ever get a good feeling from hearing a song, that song was just made up. It's just imaginary. Somebody thought it up in their head, and you get good feelings from that. So the fact that the mandala that you're seeing is made up is not a problem. It's actually, in a way, traditionally we would say it makes it stronger, right? Because bringing these things up in the mind, using the subtle energy of the mind to invoke these energies is actually really powerful and transformative. So, in a way, the fact that you're making it up makes it stronger, not weaker. What should be happening with attention when resting in open awareness? Feels like it's impossible to rest without attending to something. It is possible. It's what's happening with attention. See, even the way you ask the question, Ashmin, you're saying what should be happening with attention when resting is open awareness, and what should be happening is there's no attention at all. Awareness is just awareness, but attention is narrowing. It's that tightening. It's that grabbing on, right? That's attention. And in this shamatha without an object part of the meditation, we're not tensing the mind at anything. So, in one way of saying it, there is no attention, there is only awareness. In another way of saying it, you could say attention is spread absolutely evenly across all of awareness. But of course, then that's not attention. That's just awareness. So, yeah, and if it feels like it must keep tensing onto something, attending to something specific, then that's it's like what I was saying. That's the measure of the fixation and drivenness in the mind. So that's what we're relaxing. Someone is saying the concept of truth feels like it should go into the golden disc. Great. That's what you want in that disc. Go for it. Any tips on navigating the balance between developing detail versus attending to the emotions? Both are important. One is thought, one is feeling. Getting both thought and feeling clearer, stronger, they're both good. I would say if I had to choose between one or the other, I would go for the feeling first, and then developing the detail. And in fact, if you had really trouble making visualization happen or getting into the detail, don't worry about it. Just get the feeling. Is open awareness a kind of focus on the feeling of aliveness or being or just presence? I mean, again, it's not focusing really on anything because focus is attention. But if you had to give it a word, I would say just be present. It's total presence without privileging or giving special treatment to any part of awareness. Okay. All right. That's it for the questions. Now we're going to switch gears and move to the begging for money part of the video. So remember that these guided meditations are sponsored by San Francisco Dharma Collective. And San Francisco Dharma Collective is supported by you. We love the spirit of generosity. And as I'm always saying, you can be generous with your heart, you can be generous with your time, you can be generous with your attention, you can be generous with kindness. Please be generous in some way or any way, right? Generosity is one of the qualities of Buddhahood. And practicing generosity is awesome. And there's many, 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 many ways to practice generosity. And if you feel generous and at the same time happen to have spare piles of cash sitting around, please feel free to get generous with some of that money and donate it as dana, as freely given gift from your heart to San Francisco Dharma Collective. And if you can't, that's great. You know, as I'm always saying, I love doing these. San Francisco Dharma Collectives loves presenting many, many, many different teachers. We are super happy with the fact that we can present these free to the world. You know, these videos are just up here, they're completely free. You are welcome to watch them for free. And if you feel like you want to help support us to do that, then please feel free to donate. Okay. And it's always the case that you are 100%. You are 100% welcome to just always be here free of charge. We're absolutely committed to welcoming all kinds of people, regardless of whatever else anyone might say or think about anybody. We welcome everybody. And we've always done that in person. Whoever walks through the door, they're part of the Sangha. Whoever comes and joins us online, they're part of the Sangha, right? We're 100% inclusive in every possible way. And so please feel that generosity of the openness and come join us. Katie is, come join us for some of these other events coming up that Katie is putting in the chat window. We've got this new class that's focused on the teachings of Rob Burbea. Rob is, of course, now passed away, or as we say in Death Sangha, he is dead. Very recently, he died, unfortunately. And so there's going to be a class that's working with his amazing teachings. I love his teaching. He was brilliant. So that's coming up at SFDC this Halloween. If you've got nothing else to do on Halloween, and we know you don't because, hey, COVID, there's no place to go. We're doing a special 3-hour Death Sangha on Halloween for SFDC. That will not be on YouTube. That'll be on the SFDC Zoom channel. It's a little more intimate, a little more contained. And of course, Death Sangha is something we've been doing for well over a year now. It's super intense. Be forewarned that it will be intense and maybe a little bit terrifying and so on, but it's a good meditation. So I'm definitely looking forward to that. Please, if you are watching this anytime after the live stream, please feel free to leave questions and comments in the comment window on the YouTube. And let's just do a minute of meditation right now before we end for the evening. So let's sit together quietly for just a minute. All right. So let's let go of that now. Thank you, everybody, for joining me here. It's so nice to even see your comments. Thank you so much. I can't wait to see you in person again one of these days. And be well, okay? Have a good evening. Bye-bye. Hey, Kelly Harai. Hey, dude. nice to see even your name in there. Long time no see, bro.